Good evening, everyone, and welcome to day 5 of digital forensics using Kali Linux. In previous section, we have read about ownership and permissions, and also we have read operations on TXT files. In today's section, we are going to read about networking and networking commands and some web commands in Kali Linux. Let me first share my screen with you. I hope my screen is visible to you. So this is our fourth chapter of Linux commands, which is networking and web operations. In this chapter, we are going to read how we can perform web operations by using some commands in Kali Linux. In Linux, in starting, first we have checking network connectivity in Linux. Checking network connectivity in is an important task in Linux. It is very crucial to ensure the connectivity and communication with another devices. We have various tools available in Linux for this purpose. It is very important to you to determine if your system connected to network or not. For this purpose, the first command we have ping command. This this command will send a series of packets to specific target and display the response for each packet. This is a utility command in Linux which used to test reachability of a host. So you can say a network, we can test reachability of network by using ping command. It will also measure the round trip time, which means how much time a packet required to go to network and come it in back. So let's check how this ping command will work. When we are executing a ping command in our computer, it will send series of ICMP packets, which is Internet Control Message Protocol, to a specific target which we provide. It will send ICMP packets, which is Internet Control Message Protocol packets, to the specific target. If the packet reached to that particular target, then the target will respond us by sending back ICMP packets. Let's try this ping command in our terminal. For first, I am pinging. I'm using ping command for google.com. While pressing enter, it starts sending packets and we will get starting response from www.google.com. It is continuously sending packet. It won't wait until we don't terminate it. We can terminate this by using Control plus C. As you can see, in the end we get ping statistics, which is we have sent 27 packets and we received 27 packets, and there is 0% packet loss, and time used is 26144 milliseconds. Here we have TTL for all the packets. TTL stands TTLs means how much time it will a single packet takes to go and come back from a target destination. The ping command have many options. We can see all the ping options by using help. You can use ping by using the help command. You can use many options of ping by seeing there. There are some options we can use with ping command. Some important options are -I, which is set interval between ping request in seconds, and another one which is important is dash small t, which defines the maximum time to wait for a response in seconds. How much time we will wait for a packet to come back in seconds. Where we can use a ping command. Ping command we can use we can check network connectivity by using ping. It is We can also use it to check if a host is reachable on a network or not. If a host does not respond to ping command, it means there is a connectivity issue or host won't respond want to connect with us. We can also measure latency with it, and ping command can be used to troubleshooting the network issues. Next, next we have track route command. Track route is also a very important utility command that helps you to track the route that data packet takes from your computer to the targeted host IP. Let's suppose this is a targeted server and this is your system. If data packet can't transmit as directly to targeted server, it can't it will route it will have a route go go to the targeted server. First it will go somewhere your internet service provider, then it will go from another source route, and then at last it will go to the targeted system or targeted. For to check these route, we will have track route command. The, when we use track route command, our computer send a series of packet towards the target. These packet have their time to live, which is TTL, which we have already seen in ping command. TTL, time to live. These packet have their own TTL value. As this packet traverse the network, it reach out our router and it will come back and uh, provide us the IP for that router it will coming back from. Track route, listen for these IMC, ICMP packets which are coming to our system and respond the IP address from which they are coming. Let's try. There is a drawback in track route command, which is if someone has configured to not response for ICMP commands, it we will get nothing from there. Suppose I, I have router and I have disabled to response for ICMP command. Then if that network packet come to me, we my router will not give any response for that. If that happens, then we got star in our outputs. Let's try track route command. The basic syntax for track route is track route, then followed by we can provide their domain name and also we can provide the IP address for any system. I will provide domain name, which is as you can see we got send a packet to this IP and we will receive and we got TTL for these, and then we got another routers which are don't responding, which which have blocked ICMP packets. For now, I am using the virtual machine. That's why we are getting this result. If we will use live router or another device, we will get result like this. So first we have sent a packet and then we got packet received by this IP, and again we we another get another packet from this IP, and then we have got no response from another three routers, and then we will go track route command will give all the all the in between routers information about in between routers that we have from our server to the targeted server. We have many options in trackback also. And before moving to these options, we have some use cases of track route command. First, and the most important use for this is network troubleshooting. It will have help to find the network issue by identify where the packet may be delayed or dropped. By this, we can find out where the packet have getting issue. If we are getting response from a router in where this takes so much time, then we can say that there are some issue in that router or anything else. This is trackback. Track route command can also use to understand the network path, how internet works, how packets are traversed. We can understand with this, and also we can use this for performance measurement. It can be used to measure network latency and pinpoint bottlenecks in the network. For know about more options in track route command, we will use help, and we have got displayed all the options in track route command. Some most important options which are mm, dash p. By dash p, we can provide the port number which we are targeting. If IP address have too many ports, by this dash p command, dash p option, we can we can specify a special port for to be target. Moving ahead, we have ns lookup command. The ns lookup command is also a network utility in Linux that is used to query any DNS, which is DNS domain name server information. By using ns lookup, we can get query of any domain name server in Linux. By ns lookup, we can get IP address and another information for any domain name server, domain name. ns lookup command, when you run a ns lookup, the domain with the domain name, the basic syntax for ns lookup is we will use type ns lookup, and then we will provide any domain name which we want, for which we want to get some information. When we run ns lookup command, it sends a query to DNS server, and the DNS server process the query and response the query with their information and their IP addresses. And then ns lookup will display the result on our terminal, and we got the information about the domain name which we have given. Let's try ns lookup command ns lookup for www.youtube.com. Here we got some information about the domain name www.youtube.com, which have server, IP address, and many other related server IP address as followed. For ns lookup, we have some more options. You can see those options by using ns lookup, and I think there is some issue with machine. So we have some important options which we can use with ns lookup. Some we can provide the type of DNS record which we are looking for. We can provide class for that. We can use dash query option for provide specific type of DNS record we are looking for, such as we have type of DNS record as A and MX, NS, etc. etc. Where we can use ns lookup. For what we can use ns lookup command? NSLOOKUP is used to resolve domain name into IP address help. As we have seen, the NSLOOKUP we can use for find out the IP address for the particular domain name. We can find the IP address associated with that domain name. Or moving ahead, we have command use. Moving ahead, we have some DNS tools, which the domain name system is the critical component of the internet. It maps the IP addresses to the human named human readable domain names. Thus, for every sir, for every web pages, website, and services have they have a particular IP address. We can't remind all the IP address, so we have domain name system which provide the human readable domain name for the numerical IP addresses. The NSLOOKUP command we have already seen previously. This and the NSLOOKUP is used to used as a DNS tool, which by which we can get information for the DNS we are providing. Moving ahead, we have the dig command. Dig is more advanced than the NSLOOKUP command. Dig stand for domain information grouper. It is very versatile and powerful network utility which is available in Linux operating system. It is primarily used for querying DNS servers or to retrieve the DNS related information about the domain name. Dig provides the detailed information about DNS records, name server, and another DNS related data. The basic syntax of dig command is we will type dig and followed by we will give the domain name which we are looking for. When we will run the dig command with the domain name, it sends a query to DNS server. By default, this query will contain our network configurations. The DNS server processes the query and respond it with DNS related information, include DNS record, name server information, and more. When we use dig command, it will send a packet to that particular domain name server, and then that DNS server process the query and send back the response to us. That response contain dom name server information and many more thing about the domain name. Then dig command display the or display all the information to us. Let's try dig command. Dig we will provide there some domain name. As we can see, there we got query and there here we have answer section. Here we got query time which took 55 milliseconds, server which we have queried, and when the date and time and the message size of for the message we have received. Big command is used to look up specific DNS records with the domain name such as it's a MX, NS or TXT records. It will it will also help to find out the DNS related problems, including misconfiguration DNS setting and another configuration which DNS having. It is also used to get the information about the name server information which there are another many options for dig command. First, some important option which I am using, which is dig dash t. By using dash t option, we can specify the type of DNS record which we are querying for. Here I am providing NS. Then we will provide the name DNS domain name. As you can see, it provided the NS related query result for NS related query here. And another more important question option is we can use the command as reverse DNS lookup. For suppose we have an IP address and we want to look up for that IP address. For this we will use dig dash x. Then we will provide IP address. Let's suppose I am giving 8. Here we got the result from that particular IP address. This is related to DNS Google, and the IP address we got query time we have 24 milliseconds. Size for the message we have 73, and the time we got like Let's try the command for another domain names, just like this. And we got all the DNS record for that for youtube.com. Let's try one more for this. We have and we got our answer. As you as this you can use any domain name for this to query purpose. Moving ahead, we have the host command. The host command also a network utility command. It is used to query. Used to get query of any domain name. It is very simple, straightforward tool command. You can say. Basic syntax is as simple as another. We will type host, then we will provide the domain name. It is very easy to use tool. It will give some short answer with which is more information, contain proper information. When we use host command and with a domain name, it send a DNS query to DNS server and with this query contain our network configurations. The DNS server processes that query and responds that with the DNS related informations such as IP address associated with the domain name. Then host command will print that query for that response for us. The basic purpose to use host command is to get IP address for the domain name. It can help to find DNS related problems. And we can also find the domain name by using by giving IP address to host command host. Let's perform host for some of the domain names. Host as per name, it is basically provide the information of the host, which is the IP address is the most is the address for the host. It will host. Then we will give domain name, which is here we got IPv4 address of google.com and IPv6 address for also google.com. Everyone know about IPv4 and IPv6, right? Let's check for another domain names. Host. Here also we get the IP address and the IPv6 address. Let me clear this. Some of the options we can use with host also, which are dash d, which we have used for d command also. We have here with host dash a command, which will mm, which will provide the all DNS information available for that domain. As you can see, it let's check it for another. Here we got in all the DNS information available for youtube.com. Moving forward, we have downloading file from the web. In our Windows system, we can just click on download button and the file could download it easily. In Linux, we can also download by this, or we can use wget command, wget command for download any file from any link from the links. Wget is a very popular command in Linux, which is used for downloading files from the internet. It allows you to get files, web page, resource from remote servers when by various network protocols. It wget command use HTTP, HTTPS, HTTP, and more another protocols to download these files. The basic syntax for wget is we will type wget and then we will provide the URL for the file or resource we want to download. When we use wget command with the URL, it establishes a connection to the host of the file, which can the domain which contain file. It will connect it to it with some protocols like HTTP or FTP, and then it will request to get those file by the FTP protocol, and then server will respond for that request and trans, transmit the files data over the internet to our machine. That's how wget command will receive the data from from the resource, and it will save it to our system. Let's try to use some A2. Let's suppose we have to download let's suppose we want to download some files present on GitHub. Here we have the code for the particular files or resource. To download these file with the get command, we will use wget command. We will use wget. Then we will provide the link. You can see URL for the file, and we hit enter. As you can see in output, it firstly connect with the host of the file, and it will then send HTTP request and then the server will respond the response that request, and we got our file download. And here we can also see we have downloaded speed also there, which is 812 kbps, and the size of the file which we have downloaded, and the time of download, how much time the file took for download. And the hacking security ebook.git is saved by using ls command. Let's see. As you can see, here we got hacking security ebook is saved to a file. We can use wget to download individual file or resources from the internet. We can use it to download the entire website for offline browsing or backup purposes. We can automate the downloads using scripting with the wget, and we have some options. Let me clear this first. We have many options for the wget also. Some more important option I am using, I will use here. The first one is -o. -o will specify the name of the local file which we are storing. Let's suppose I am downloading a file which name is Kali, and I want to store it as a Linux file name. So for that purpose, we will use wget -o. Then we will provide the name of file which we want to store as. Here I am providing Kali Linux, and then we will provide after space the URL of the file. As you can see, it got downloaded. It downloaded using ls. We have Kali. Sorry, it will not support space in between. So the file is saved as Kali also. We can also save it by using file manager. Here we have hacking book.kit, and here we have Kali, our file, which we have saved as Kali name. Another important options for wget commands are, one is dash c. If if we got some encrypt in between the download, we can provide that dash c there. It will allow you to continue and encrypt the download. And the next option we have dash r. It is also very important option. It will recursively download. It is used to download recur. It is used to recursively download files. We can use dash r option to download multiple files, or we can download the entire website or directory by using dash r command. Using dash r option. Next option we have dash q. By dash q we got download by in quiet mode. We suppress the progress and information message. Let's use this dash q. Let's use this for another one. To download another file. wget dash q. Then we will provide link URL. As we can see, we don't get any information and the progress of the downloading, and our downloading is done, as you can see. Let's move forward. Copying files between systems. In in Linux operating system, we can copy file from a remote server to our server, or we can copy a file from our server to remote server. There, a remote server, we can say, refers to a computer or server that is located as at a physically distant from your locations, but you have a remote access for that computer. We can we have some commands in Linux for by which we can copy some file from remote server to our server, or we can copy some file from our server to that particular remote server. The first command we have is scp command. The scp stands for secure copy protocol. It is scp command is same as cp command. In cp command, we copy directories files from one within our file system, but using scp we can copy files or directories from between two systems. between two file systems. The SCP command is a very useful tool for Linux. It used to securely copying file or directories between two remote hosts over SSH, which is secure cell connection. It works on SSH connection, which is secure cell connection, to securely transfer the file from one server to another system. It provides an efficient way to transfer file. It is also providing secure way to transfer the files. The basic syntax for the basic syntax for the SCP command is that we will first we will type SCP. Let me move to Linux for this. First we will type SCP, then we will view the file which we want to transfer. Let's suppose I'm transferring new.txt. And then we will give the username for the of our host server. For now, I don't have any remote server with me. You can use a virtual machine and a live boot machine for that purpose, both accordingly. And there, as we have Kali is username for this. For example, I am using Kali here. We will give the username for the remote server, and followed by we will give the IP address for the remote server. For example, I type this, and then with colon we will give the path where we want to store that file. Suppose we want to store this to home directory. Then by using this command, the new.txt file get copied from our server to our remote server, which is this in the home directory of this system. This will work if you have two systems which are not interconnected with wired or anything else. We can use these for file transferring in Linux. Let's see how the SCP work. First, SCP establishes a connection, SSH connection to remote host. It securely then SCP then copy the source file or a directory to the specific destination of the on the remote server. The one thing to notice is the copied file or directory retains its permission and metadata. Means the metadata and the permissions for that file which we have copied is not gonna be changed. There are some more options in some more options in SCP command, which are dash r. Dash r is used to use for recursive mode. Suppose we have to copy our directory which contain many files. For that purpose, we will use dash r. Oh, and next we have dash p. Dash p is used to specify the port of port number. As we have talked earlier, the IP address contain multiple ports to transfer the data. So we can specify the port by using dash p command. And also SCP can have dash dash cow, which is used for use as quiet mode, which suppress the progress and the information messages. We can use SCP command is used to securely copy file from one system to another. It is also used to make a remote backup. We can make a backup for our system to our remote system. And another moving ahead, we have rsync command. Rsync is a powerful and versatile Linux command which is used to efficiently copying and synchronizing the file and the directories between local and the remote system. The basic syntax of the rsync command is as as we have used the SCP command, it also has almost same syntax. We will provide the path which we are going to share, then we will provide the information of the remote server and then the path where we want to store the where we want to store that particular file or directory. The rsync compares the source and the destination files and examining the timestamp and the size for determines which file needs to be updated. The rsync command is the mostly used for the live backup. It is also used to mirror to create a mirror of a system. Suppose I have this system with me and I want to make all things into my remote server. For that purpose also we can use rsync command. It is used for file transfer for it is used to transfer large database. If you have want to transfer a 5 terabyte file from a server to from a system to another, it will take so many times. But by using rsync, it our file will transfer easily and efficiently in very less time. The rsync use a data transfer algorithm to transfer only the different file from the source and destination and minimize the data transfer this and speed up the process. The rsync use algorithm in which it will transfer the data only which is not present in the remote server system, which minimize the data transfer size of data, and it will increase the speed of data transfer. rsync establishes a secure and efficient connection between local and remote hosts. It typically using SSH for SSH for remote server. Remote. Next, we have some exercise related to these tools. Let's perform these exercise one by one. Hmm. So first we have ping a website to check the network connectivity. We have already done this. Let's again do this. We have to ping a site for check network connectivity. We will ping unless we in youtube.com or Instagram. We can also ping a website by using IP address. Let's use IP address. As you can see, package start transfer. Here we are also getting TTL for all the packets. Let's drop this. That for terminate we will use Control+C command. Moving to next question. Ping a specific IP address to check for our network connectivity. We have already done it. We have pinged the IP address here. Let's ping a domain name also. As you can see, our network connection is strongly built. Again, we have check the status of a network interface. This is also very important to check our interfaces in for our machine. We have a command if config. As you can see, we have here two interfaces, ATS0 and LO. So the ETH 0, we have this status. If you are using if you are using Wi-Fi wireless connection on your device, you will get WLAN 0 here. I am using Ethernet, so I am getting ETH 0. For virtual machine, you will every time you will get ETH 0. Let's clear this. Next question we have display the IP address and the sub subnet marks of a network interface. For this also we will use ifconfig, ifconfig. We got IP address of that interface here, and subnet mask is here for that interface. Next question we have display the default yes, display the default gateway for our interface. To display the default gateway for any interface, we will use IP route, and we have to show default gateways which we have got the default gateway of interface, particular interface. We got the default gateway. Moving to next question. Display the DNS server for a network interface. For this, we will to display the DNS server for a network interface. We have a file present in our etc directory, but we have to see that file cat, which is in etc directory. The file name is solv.config. Here we have DNS for DNS server for a network interface. This is generated by network manager because I am using a virtual machine. So network manager generate a network server for this. Next question we have, display the MAC address of a network interface. To display the MAC address, again we will use if config. The MAC address for this interface is this. This is the MAC address for this interface. Next question we have, display network statistics for a network interface. To display network statistics for a network interface, we will use if config, and let's suppose we have to display network statistics for ETH 0 interface. I suppose we want to print the network statistics for a ETH 0 interface. We will use if config, then ETH 0. We got the network statistics for ETH 0 here. Moving ahead, we have use a use trace route to determine the path between your machine and the remote host. For now, we don't have any remote host, so we will use track route for facebook.com. As it is a virtual machine, it will not give exact information, so we can terminate here. Use dig to perform a DNS query. Let's perform a DNS query using dig. Let's perform for facebook.com. Here the DNS query and the answer for DNS query, which we have performed using dig command. Next we have use ns lookup to perform a DNS query. We will use ns lookup also. Then let's perform for it Facebook. Here we got ns lookup query, response for ns lookup. Let me clear this. Ahead, at last we have use wget to download a file from internet. Let's download a file. Let's suppose we want to download that license file. We will copy the copy the file URL, then we use wget, sorry, then we will paste URL here. As you can see, unless you get license file downloaded using wget command. I think that's all for today. We should drop here.